Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and Arman here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi and MScribe, and today looks like the resurgence of AI has returned.
Has it?
Yes.
Has it ever really gone away?
Well, it went away about 80 or 90%.
Oh, I guess price wise, definitely went somewhere. It was not. It hasn't been a pretty month, right?
No. The last month has been straight down.
Yeah, basically the last 4 or 5 weeks of down only for the AI crypto sector specifically, right? And other things happened in the AI space. DeepSeek kind of ruffling some feathers.
Well, Elon and Sam, they're battling again on Twitter.
Yeah, the fucking, what is it called? The Kendrick versus Drake.
That's
of
right.
Nerds.
Nerds.
White people. The white people beef is billionaires, tech billionaires.
Yeah.
At each other's throats. It's you know what? I don't like you.
I'll buy you for $9 billion.
It's you can't afford me.
Yeah.
I'm great. So yeah, there's a beef happening, which is weird if you think about it,
Yeah.
But nonetheless, so there's a little bit of a rebound in sentiment and price action for some of the more notable AI agent frameworks that we've talked about in the past. So that might have some potential catalysts behind it to kind of usher us into this second quarter that I like to call it for this AI sector. Because despite what the price does, AI as a technology is not going away.
Nope.
It's only going to improve from here. And with that improvement will come new product innovations, hopefully, right? We're not going to be locked into Twitter bot mania forever.
No.
We're going to start seeing some of these agents actually, slowly pick up some some
new skills.
Yeah, new skills
Yeah.
and some new evidences of autonomy over time.
Yeah.
They're not going to be fully autonomous overnight, but they're going to start to display some qualities of autonomous behavior, which is pretty cool. I think that's the end game we're all kind of rooting for. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the more prominent AI tokens was AI16Z, which is a meme token. It went up to around 3 billion, I think. Let's see the market cap.
Yeah.
No, 2.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And it did an 80% correction.
Yeah, it was much needed. I mean,
and now it's back. All right, 24 hours is 18%.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it back, but I mean, there's some signs of reversal here.
Yeah.
But why? Why do you think that is, dude?
Well, I guess there has been new developments, and I guess like you're saying, AI is not going to go away. So what are the parties that are involved, and and you go back in, right?
That's it. You just go back in with why not, right? Well, really, it's I guess
a launchpad.
Yeah, launchpad for more agents. So this is a potential double-edged sword because everybody's obviously gearing up with more launchpads of agents, and don't 100% necessarily know if that's gonna be good or bad. It might even introduce more saturation for AI agents.
Well, the motivation to do a launchpad is probably make it easier for people to deploy agents, and then if you're that platform, you get the fees.
Well, yeah, now all these AI agent ecosystems have their own native flywheels, right? It's we've aggregated this builder community through this new token incentive alignment called a meme coin. Now they're kind of restructuring, redesigning their tokenomics a bit to kind of okay, now we're going to leverage all these tools to produce hopefully productive agents, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this tweet talks about how AI16Z DAO, they're working on a launchpad, 95% ready, tokenomics also 95%, and obviously leveraging ELIZA v2.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Dank VR and Shaw are in the mix. All right, so this one says there are many launchpads, yes, but there are two key differentiators. Agentic AI devs will choose launchpads in the same way that Web3 teams decide which L1, L2 to build on today. What is the network effect? And what is the future potential? So in the case of AI16Z DAO, official launchpad managed by the core team, it would only allow builders to leverage the immense network and the core team has built, but also of the 100 plus AI16Z partners, an almost unassailable moat alignment.
Yeah, I think that's a viable thesis, right?
Yeah, so if you're a developer, you're a creator, you're looking to launch a DAO, you're looking at which tech stack right? There's AI 16Zs, there's ELIZA tech stack, and then there's what we're going to talk about later, TAO tech stack.
Yeah, there's a lot more than just what we're going to talk about here as well. Like these are just, as of right now, what's standing out to us. But I mean, this is going to become a very competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, it already is pretty competitive, but it's going to become even more so.
Yeah, MASA is one of them.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, virtuals, they have moved on to greener pastures in Solana.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
Say they cornered a nook for themselves on base, did really, 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 really well, and then they're like, you know what, this isn't good enough.
Right.
We need to get on Solana, which I don't know. It's like they've injected themselves into like this competitive environment. Like, you know, AI 16Z kind of like is the dominant force behind Solana open source AI, I guess, for now. And then there's others also building in there. So it's like, you know, but they had like base like locked in. Like that's their homestead. But, you know, I mean, maybe this is like an ego thing. It's like we want to dominate it all. I don't know.
Maybe. Or you just go and compete where most people are.
Yeah, maybe the liquidity was just too attractive, right?
Yeah.
You know, you see what's going on in the meme coin casino. It's like tens of billions of dollars in 24-hour volume happening just for like shitcoinery.
Yeah.
Let's bring our AI presence to what is today the mother chain. Not the mother chain, but like
where the action's at.
It's the richest chain for the now.
The richest liquidity chain.
Yeah, so it was probably like a little bit of a strategic move, right?
Yeah, and you also have to think about like the risks and like technical kind of hurdles to accomplish that. And so it seems pretty easy. They use Stargate, right, to kind of bridge to Solana. So
yeah,
it wasn't that huge of a, you know, technical
True.
thing.
Yeah, it's really not that much of a technical overhead to achieve. I mean, everybody's talking about bridging to Solana these days, including we just talked about runes.
Yeah.
Leonidas and Dog.
That's right.
Straight to Solana. You know, Solana's becoming quite the black hole, right? But there was something on that tweet that you kind of overlooked is this new injection of a 1% tax, which is kind of like a new wrinkle, I think, to like Solana's virtuals platform.
Yeah, so it's currently a 1% sentient tax is allocated to the virtuals protocol and redistributed manually in a 30-20-50 split among agent creators, agent partners, and agent sub-DAOs, respectively.
So that was a little interesting. They're kind of like evolving their ecosystem a little bit more, like creator sustainability in a sense. Like let's direct some like value back to the people creating these agents.
Yeah, it makes sense because if you're launching a meme token, there's no real reason to like fund that creator, right? But if you're deploying an agent or deploying like an art project or whatever,
yeah, I would say
it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody can produce a successful agent like, you know, whoever deployed AIXBT, you know, so that individual or that team, whatever, has some chops, right? Some skill. It'd probably be a good idea to kind of like return some of that value to that creator deployer so that they can, I don't know, maybe do something to like further enhance like AIXBT or create some new value for the ecosystem, right?
Yeah, and we did find a project that is interesting that was focused more on memes and like funding creators.
Yeah, this is going to,
It kind of could make sense where you're not necessarily funding the creator, you're funding the community to kind of like push it up.
Yeah, we're talking about Flaunch, by the way. Maybe we'll make a video about them in the future, but
Flaunch.
Yeah, not launch. Launch with an F, right?
It's like F Society. Have you seen Mr. Robot?
Of course not. God, absolutely not, dude. Why would I do that?
TJ.
I've seen the first season.
Okay.
No thanks, dude. I'll pass on that. No, actually, you know what? I'm going to watch it one day. Just like you keep telling me to watch Silicon Valley.
One day.
Yeah, one day. One day I'll get around to that.
Silicon Valley first, dude.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, just so I kind of know what's going to happen, right? With this whole AI.
With reality,
on-chain.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to know.
All right, so here's Virtual's platform, and it's been Solanified.
Yeah, it really has, right?
Definitely looks different.
It got darker.
Yeah.
It's not so, you know, Ethereum branded. It's like, you know, on base, it's all white.
Yeah.
On Solana, it's definitely reflecting this black hole energy, right?
Yeah,
it's just
like
a
a
liquidity
greenish
vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, it's same thing, right? It's just people launching more AI agents. So this is what I mean by double-edged sword. Like, I don't think because now this is happening on Solana. It's just more kind of like more of the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I get it, but right now it's good to position yourself, but we really do need that, like the next iteration of interesting AI agents, right?
Yeah. So again, definitely read this quick tweet thread here. But it goes into the details. Virtuals market cap 800 million.
Jeez, now that's a Burj Khalifa, dude. If I ever seen one, look at that.
So it almost reached 5 billion. So
Yeah, this one.
that's down 90%.
Yeah, we should have all recognized, local top signals as soon as this flipped Bittensor. It was like,
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when you called that out? It was like, it's over for Bittensor, right? It's like,
yeah, it's clearly Bittensor is like,
it's done for.
it's a legacy idea.
Right.
It's fucking Virtuals is the overtaker. But when you understand like the lore, is like Virtuals was like trying to be a subnet within Bittensor, like,
Yeah.
and the fact that the value of that like overtook the whole damn network value of Bittensor, it's definitely like a market
A signal.
anomaly. It's
Yeah.
like there's something wrong here, guys. So yeah, from that point, correction ensued,
Right.
which is that's what markets do, right? They correct on themselves.
All right, moving on to ARC. It says a new token launch mechanism approaches unlike the conventional mechanisms that inefficiently manage liquidity and fees. It focuses on capturing ecosystem potential. And ARC.fund, the design prioritizes elegant simplicity and seamless integration over mechanical complexity. I wonder what that means, dude.
I don't know. It's kind of like a wait and see, right? They're really hyping up their own, guess what? AI agent launchpad, right?
That's right.
It's another one on the way. Which, I mean, this is
interesting. Its market cap is 295.
Yeah, and this one's rebounding significantly from like this local bottom. Right?
Yeah. So local bottom was around 150. Now it's almost 300.
That's a nice 2x. If you caught these falling knives, I mean, that's like incredibly dangerous to attempt.
Yeah, those are sharp, dude.
Yeah, these are sharp knives. So a little bit of a resurgence. I wouldn't fully declare this like, AI is back in like full bull mode yet.
No, but this is the time to be paying attention. It's like in this zone, because if it does come back, you want to get here, not in here.
Yeah, exactly. You want to catch the next leg up, right? So, yeah, these guys are showing some strength, but overall, I think this guy kind of sums it all up pretty well.
Yeah. So Tommy says Virtuals on Sol, then AI16Z Launchpad, and then ARC or any order they launch in our key catalyst. So the competition should reverse the negative sentiment and hopefully drive a new wave of useful DeFi-focused agents and new types. So 3 Sol AI projects competing to grow the pie.
Yeah, I mean, pretty fundamental, right?
Yeah,
competition's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of competition,
we
got Barry doing his manifesto on TAO.
Yeah. So this is, if you don't know who Barry Silbert is, he's got like deep roots into this crypto space, right? Like he was probably like, describe Barry. What is his background?
Well, here it says founder and CEO of Yuma Group, which is tied directly to Bittensor.
Yeah, but I'm talking like prior to Bittensor, right? This is the Grayscale Trust. This is like the actual first Bitcoin ETF.
DCG, he runs that, so that's an investment group.
Yeah, which like kind of nailed a lot of things in the past, I would say. So like he's got a track record and quite a reputation. Here he is essentially publicly declaring like his groups, his firm, his whatever direction moving forward. And it's like a full on decentralized AI, like motivated pathway, right?
Yeah. So he's publicizing his shareholders kind of manifesto here, and it's like all TAO all day.
Well, it's definitely heavily emphasis on Bittensor and TAO, but overall as a sector of DAI, like I think they said they made like over 19 investments.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's not just TAO. Like the whole space needs to be accredited for.
Right. But Barry is the CEO of Yuma, which is
right. It's definitely a heavy emphasis on Bittensor.
Yeah.
Which is why you don't fade Bittensor.
Right.
Right.
So it's official. dTAO has passed 9 votes, takes it past the threshold. Dynamic TAO is now set in motion. I think that the date is actually February 13th.
Yeah, we talked to you guys last week about it. Said it was on Monday, but it was not.
Yeah, this past Monday, so yesterday.
Yeah, so it's actually either Thursday or Friday. Still not 100% clear, but
Yeah.
just keep your eyes on the timeline, guys. Maybe, I don't know, hop in our Discord. Maybe as soon as we notice it's all launching, we'll probably be like actively participating ourselves, just to like see, what actually happens when subnets become tokenized.
Yeah. All right, MASA here. The dTAO vote has passed. dTAO arrives next week. The biggest upgrade to Bittensor since launch. To help you understand what dTAO means for Bittensor, subnets, and TAO, MASA presents the ultimate dTAO resource guide. So all the links will be in the description, but definitely read through this guide.
Yeah, this is pretty well put together.
Yeah.
It kind of like walks you through like what dTAO is going to do as far as like, transitioning the ecosystem, and then kind of like, gives you some steps for preparation, if you really want to like engage.
There's the official white paper for TAO. So what I recommend these days is take this white paper, drop it into Notebook LM, and just ask it questions.
True.
Like, give me the key points.
You don't have to like read the whole thing, right?
Yeah, you don't have to, and it gives you a better digestion process.
Yeah, it's like you have like a counterparty to kind of like, bounce ideas off of.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And these documents tend to have a lot of like technical jargon that are important to understand, like why TAO works.
True.
But not why it matters.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll like kind of compress all of that information into something
that you can dialogue with at least.
And like, it's
better. Yeah, just try it. You'll see.
For subject matter like this, I think those tools are essential, right?
Yeah. So Masari published the official MASA report, and it says showcasing how our fair AI ecosystem is driving the decentralized AI revolution and the emerging AI agent economy. So this is key highlights: real-time data, agent arena, AI agent builder, and the MASA token. So fuels data access, network participation, and incentivized growth. So what's interesting is that MASA already has, it's an ERC20 token.
I think so, yeah.
And it's also a subnet.
Right, which implies it should have like a subnet token.
And the subnet alpha token, correct.
In a couple of days or so. So yeah, it's interesting to see how those two tokens correlate, if at all. I don't know.
Well, remember the alpha token doesn't have any specific functionality, so MASA.
That's a good point.
Yeah, MASA is leveraging at least the ERC20 functionality for network participation.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's very parallel to Cookie. We made some videos in the past about Cookie, and their killer unfair advantage is their live data aggregation and like, API access to other developers who want to deploy agents that are like essentially the most mindfully aware of like what's happening in the crypto space. That's what they offer, right?
Yeah.
And MASA essentially is kind of like competing for the same like data set.
Yeah.
Like mind share, whatever, right? Because as we know, when it comes to AI, and specifically AI agents, like what differentiates between them is the data.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's equally as significant, right? If you're trying to analyze which of these subnets are actually doing anything, like, and if you think AI agents are going to be like that killer product, which I think they will, it's important to pay attention to that, right?
All right, Andy here. Video dropped. You can't miss this one. AI agents evolved on Bittensor powered by TAO. New subnet 64 Chutes. So subnet 64 Chutes, the 19 AI subnet 19 team just launched something insane. So basically, they're subnets leveraging other subnets to create AI agents.
Yeah, so we're talking AI agents resurgence, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I was wondering when Bittensor was going to kind of like enter this conversation.
Yeah.
They kind of got left behind, to be honest. Like, Virtuals knocked it out of the park. AI 16Z is on the verge of like, playing along in that same field.
Yeah.
With their own launchpad mechanism and such. So it's like Bittensor, I mean, you guys have aggregated so much network value. You're incentivizing essentially $1 billion a year of like TAO rewards for miners and all this like core AI infrastructure. I would anticipate the product of that the productization of that
Should be a very powerful AI agent.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Right.
So agents to autonomously manage costs, allocate resources, and optimize operations using TAO payments for compute services, model training, and inference tasks. Costs go down, potential goes up. Yeah, so this is a pretty novel implementation of an AI agent, right, through this network.
Yeah, we talked about Chutes in a previous TAO video. I was like, this is like a subnet of significance, right? Because of like they're hosting DeepSeek R1 completely free or something like that. And
Yeah.
you know, if you look at Open Router, you know, them along with Targon are like significant like traffic generators. So there's already some like very like hopeful
Combinations of subnets here.
yeah, and like the metrics of like, you know, product market fit. Like there's actual AI developers like leveraging this stuff, right? It's not just it's not like a typical Web3 LARP, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to like smoke and mirror a lot of shit in crypto to like make it seem, you know, like new chains deployed and then
L2s.
that somehow they get spammed to hell and it looks like there's like hundreds of thousands of developers building shit on those chains, but really there isn't.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? And then like these chain marketing teams will like boast these metrics and be like, see, we're gonna beat Ethereum, clearly.
Yeah.
Shit like that, right? So I think it's a lot harder to fake this kind of stuff because these are like, you know.
Yeah, you got to know, you got to walk the talk.
Yeah. And yeah. So what is a chute?
Yeah, so.
Speaking of chutes.
Yeah, so as project descriptor Chutes, the package provides the command line interface and development kit use for the Chutes.ai platform. So Chutes is a place where you can leverage AI models via their API. And for now, it's free. And I think the business model is going to change eventually.
Maybe. I would anticipate so. Like, I think it's important for all these subnets at some point to, like, even though they're well subsidized, right, because of, like, the TAO emissions and such, it's like they don't need to focus so heavily on, like, monetization, which gives them, like, a killer edge as opposed to, like, a Web2 AI startup, right? It's like you need to monetize or else, you know, Yeah. you're like, you know, stuck in the muck.
Yeah.
But you build in these like, you know, well incentivized subnet ecosystems. You know, if you produce value the way Chutes is, you could do things like offer serverless, you know, free
AI APIs through DeepSeek R1 and things like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, seeing what they end up coming up with, their own AI agent platform also will be another killer showcase, and you know, hopefully it does well. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. That's it for us. We talked about AI agent platforms launching. Some that exist are switching to Solana. And if you guys have any questions, please let us know in the comment section below. And if you find anything you think we should talk about, also let us know as well. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.